Hello everyone, let's go over the quiz together. A student majoring in library studies would like to prove that federal librarians earn at least $40,000 per year. He took a sample of 35 librarians employed by the federal government and calculated an average salary of $44,500 with the standard deviation of 5,100. And here's the claim. Do these data provide sufficient evidence to conclude that librarians employed by the federal government earn more than $40,000? The word average and the word more would help us to write null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Since it's about average, we're going to write mu. Null is always equality. And average is writing a mu, so mu equal to 40,000. And then mu more than 40,000 is the alternative, that is the claim here. Step 2, you check the normality. It's normal because we say when it's about average, n must be greater than 30, or be stated that it's a normal distribution. Sorry, my dog is barking. Step 3, you need to use your calculator to find the p-value. The calculator command for about average when you have only one population here is t-test. So when you go to your calculator, I want you to write down what you enter in your calculator. Then you need to list them all. Mu naught is the same thing as null hypothesis, which is 40,000. X bar is the average for the sample. In this case is 44,500. S is 5,100, the standard deviation. N is the sample size 35 that is greater than 30 and makes it normal. And then you pick the one that says greater than, and then you enter and calculate the p-value. For the p-value here, it says 4.4 times 10 to power negative 6, or e to power negative 6. This is the same thing as taking the decimal and go backwards 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then drop the decimal. So it's going to be decimal, and then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 4, 4. This is a very small number, less than 5%. So we reject a null and support alt. Here is the step 4, that is conclusion. So for the conclusion, you need to write, you start with there is or there is not. In this case, there is enough evidence. So there is enough evidence to support the claim that librarians employed by the federal government earn more than $40,000. That's the end of the first question. Okay, here It's about proportion. We are talking about minority. That gives us a clue that this is about proportion and not mean, because you don't have the word average, you don't have the word mean. Minority, majority, proportion, percentage should give you a clue that it's about proportion. So you write P equal to 0.5 and P less than 0.5 for the alternative, because it's about minority, claiming that only minority of the participants are girls, so that would be less than 50%. So you check the normality to see if the normality is met. And in order to check the normality, you need to multiply n by p and n times 1 minus p. And if they are both greater than 10, in this case, n times p is 60 and n times 1 minus p is also 60. They are both greater than 10. So the normality is met. So yes. Step 3 is using the calculator command. It's a claim. It's about proportion. So you use 1 prop z test. And then I want you to tell me what you put in your calculator. And then I also want you to tell me the p-value. So here are the things. So in your calculator, put all these data, 0.5, 54, and equal to 120. And then you find the p-value to be 0.14. P-value is the third item on the calculator when you press calculate. So this is comparing to 5% level of significance. So this is greater than 0.05. So you fail to reject a null. You fail to reject the null. And you do not support alternative. So step 4 is just you write the conclusion. So you say there is not, because we said we do not support the alternative hypothesis, so there is not enough or sufficient evidence to support the claim that the minority of the participants are girls. Okay, next question. Number 3, it's about utility BL for 20 of the customers, and then they want to find the true population proportion of the mean of the bill amount for the utility with 90% confidence interval for customers. So they sampled 20 customers. The average of that sample, which is our X bar, is 216, and a standard deviation of that sample is 76. You can always list them if you want, or you can circle them so you know what you're looking for. So here's step 1. For step 1, you need to check the normality because you are looking for confidence interval. So for confidence interval, you check the normality. This is about mean. Normality of mean is mu greater than 30, or is stated in the problem that it's normally distributed, and is not greater than the 30. So you just say we assume, and you don't see anywhere in the problem to say that it's normally distributed. So say we assume that it is a normal distribution. If n is not greater than 30 and it's not stated in the problem. So just say assume that it's a normal distribution. Step 2, I want you to put it to your calculator command. So it's about mean, it's about confidence interval, so you're going to use t-interval. On the calculator command, I want you to tell me what you put in when you go to t-interval. So I list the item that you need to enter. So if in case you make a mistake on the test, I know what your is, if it's your input or your calculator command. So X bar is 216, S is 76, N is 20, C level or confidence level is 90%. You need to put that in as a decimal. And then when you press calculate, you see the interval at the top. So that would be step 3. I want you to write down the interval. That would be from 186.6 all the way to 245.4. So step 4, you would say VR 90% confident that the true average or the mean true average of electrical bills for this month falls between $186. In fact, if you wanted to go more decimal, this was, since it's money, let's just write it as of 2 decimal places. Then it's $186.61 to $245.39. Okay. We are 90% confident that the true average of electric bill for this month falls between $186.61 to $245.39 among all that electric utility company. Okay, next question.